followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
It's somebody's ID. Sorry, mine. There.
We're good?
No, there you go. Okay.
All right, we're good.
We're good, Sarah?
Excuse the technical difficulties at this time. We have the invocation by Commissioner Scovedo, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Olivares.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Lord, we thank you for this day, and we thank you for all the blessings that you have given us. We ask that you give us wisdom and understanding to continue moving forward. We ask that you continue protecting this beautiful city of Rio Grande City and this commission so we can make the decisions for this community. We ask all this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the next flag, I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
Thank you, Commissioner Scovedo and Commissioner Olivares. Next item, we have roll call and finding of quorum.
Sarah?
Is it working?
Yes, go ahead.
Finding of quorum, Ms. Garza?
Yes, Mayor Villarreal?
Here?
Mayor Pro Tem Ramirez?
Here.
Commissioner Flores is present. Commissioner Olivares?
Here.
And Commissioner Scovedo.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Garza. Next item is item C, public forum. And with that, we have Mr. Felix Flores. He's the new president of the Greater Chamber of Commerce, Rio Grande City. And we have with us Mr. Olivares and some of the chamber members. Mr. Flores?
Yes.
Would you like to come up to the podium? Introduce yourself and what your plans are for the chamber.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, my name is Felix Flores. I'm the new appointed president for the Rio Grande City Greater Chamber of Commerce. And here with me today, I have Gilbert Milan. He's our vice president for the Rio Grande City Chamber of Commerce, and member Frank.
Can we just have a little time out?
Okay.
Apparently, Ms. Flores cannot hear, and if she can't hear, then the public can't hear.
Yes, so we're just trying to
so
figure that.
I think it's best, since it's a public meeting.
Let me unmute mine to see if that.
Let's pause here. If no one objects, we're going to pause for a moment until we take care of our technicalities.
Go ahead and try to unmute it, Sarah.
I'm gonna do a test.
Huh?
Test?
Well, she's trying to unmute hers. Ms. Flores, can you hear us?
It's good.
I think it's her computer.
Chief, where's our IT?
We couldn't be here today.
Might be your computer. Yes. Okay. Ms. Flores, can you hear us?
I can hear, but there's a lot of interference.
Okay.
Can you all hear me?
Loud
Yes.
and clear.
Yes, so we can hear you. Can you still hear me right now? No. See right now. No, Sarah, you mute yourself and
I think it's
will you mute it yourself? Victor is on the Zoom link and Victor says that he can hear us. But, Ms. Flores, can you hear us?
Ms. Flores, check your computer. There are other people texting us that they are able to hear us.
I think it just has to do with the Zoom.
Could be.
Because Victor sees us through the web.
Others are able to listen to us fine and the technology is fine. So Commissioner, check your equipment.
We'll put her on phone. You can go forward. It was publicized as an open meeting. So
Okay.
you can go forward. The only problem is gonna be when she votes or doesn't vote. I don't know if you want to put her on the phone or something.
Let me check to see if I can.
But the meeting, you all can continue whether it works.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and continue with the meeting. And at this time, if she can call in.
Text me and tell me yay, nay.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on, where were we at? Mr. Flores, I apologize for the, starting the year with technical difficulties, but nonetheless, we'll get through it, sir. So, Mr. Flores.
It happens, don't worry. Like I was saying, I'm the new appointed president for the Rio Grande City Greater Chamber of Commerce. My name is Felix Flores. And here with me today, we have our vice president again, Mr. Gilbert Milan, and Frank Puente, our member. But I'm just gonna introduce myself and let you all know that I'm willing to take the extra mile and move forward with the Rio Grande City Chamber of Commerce, combined with the EDC, so that we can grow it and make a difference in the Rio Grande City. So I want to thank you all for your time and for letting myself be here today.
Thank you, Mr. Flores. And the Chamber of Commerce has done a tremendous job, in fact, including the parade over the holiday season. So thank you for that. And yes, we have so many new businesses coming to Rio Grande City in 2022. It's incredible, the growth and prosperity that's coming. And it's already here. We had a successful 2021, but even more successful 2022. So certainly look forward to your leadership and partnering with our EDC and the community at large and the business community, which obviously we rely so much and heavily on for the growth and progress that we're experiencing and will continue to experience. And yes, balancing the new businesses with old business. Well, let's not call them old, but let's just say they've been, what's that?
Existing.
I guess historic, so that way we don't use that word. It depends, because if you use it in wine, it's okay, because it's been aged, or what is it, mature. But going back to that is balancing that effort to make sure we're prioritizing all businesses, including existing, including those Texas treasures that we have as well here in our community that have been in existence for over 50 years old, and the new and exciting businesses as well, and the ventures that we have. So with that, Mr. Flores, we certainly wish you the best, and of course the commission is here to assist in whatever we can do as well to continue to promote our city and our business community. And I know that what we've already experienced and seen from the chamber has been exciting, and the work that you're doing, we cannot say enough about the dedication, the time, the commitment, and the volunteering of your time and effort. So to all members of the chamber, thank you for what you're doing. By the way, let's go ahead and take the photograph. If we have the members, if you can come up, we'll take a picture up here. We'll just stand up here.
She can hear me.
Welcome on board, Mr. Flores.
Thank you so much.
Hey, sir. How are you?
Oh, you have to-
Where are you?
You'll be going to.
One step for you, Mr. Martinez.
Sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for this. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, everything is working now, Ms. Flores can hear us.
All right, so everything is, all right, perfect. Anyone else signed up for public forum, Ms. Garza?
No, sir.
All right, so for the record, no one else signed up for public forum. Next item is item 1D, Departmental Reports.
Yes, Mayor, we have a couple of, actually three reports, and we also have Ms. Villarreal here also, that she retired from the city water after working, I don't know how long, she's been here for a long time. Ms. Villas can actually give us the correct numbers on that, but Ms. Villas is here to
If I may, Chief,
Monday.
Commissioners, Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, gives me a lot of pleasure, and I'm pleased to have the honor to recognize Mrs. Maggie Villarreal. Come on up, Maggie. So she retired on November 30th with 30 years of service to the Public Utility Department. I mean, she has seen all the growth, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And we had a celebration with her co-workers. We wanted to officially recognize her and to give her, the thanks, and to give her some gifts on behalf of the city. So we do have a plaque because we are very honored and proud that you were able to serve. She also was part of the award ceremony, if you remember. So your certificate.
Thank you so
and your
much.
gift for longevity. And of course, her jacket that she received.
Oh, thank you so much.
So Maggie, if you'd like to say some words.
Margaret?
Okay, I would just like to say a few words. I'd like to thank everybody that's here. I just want to say that I really appreciate everything they did for me all these years that I was here, and for everybody that was here along the way guiding us. And I just wanted to say that I love Rio Grande City, and I love all the people that I worked for and that I worked with. I really enjoyed, and I do miss being around because I'm a people person, but I am enjoying my retirement. And so thank you very much for everything.
Take a photograph over here, Ms. Herrera.
In her term,
Can take a photograph.
got to meet grandchildren of clients that she met for the first time. So
Yes.
thanks a lot.
Thank you, Ms. Herrera.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Look forward to retirement too.
Oh, it's awesome. Ready? 1, 2.
Thank you. Thank you.
You'll remember me being here.
So again, thank you, Ms. Villarreal, and certainly wish you the best. I know in this retirement, when you have employees that have been in office and serving in our capacity in the offices here in Rio Grande City over 30 years, that bodes well, and cannot say enough about the time, effort, commitment to the organization. So thank you so much for those years, and certainly enjoy your retirement. And we were having that conversation earlier, and Ms. Villarreal made it crystal clear that she was enjoying every bit of her retirement. So congratulations, Ms. Villarreal.
Well deserved. Enjoy.
Chief, Mayor, we also have Mr. Milan that's going to do a presentation.
Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners.
Mr. Milan?
It's that time of the year when you like to hear some numbers, and I ran the reports for, this is building only on residential, both residential and commercial projects. And I did both 2020 and 2021 for comparison. 2020, there was a total investment value, and this is building only, of the residential only, This is $8,188,749. For 2021, there was an investment of $11,632,604. This is for residential only. I'm going to give you the commercial numbers. On 2020, there was a $5,306,455. 2021 is $7,507,965. Obviously, a big difference. Now, grand totals, this includes remodels, etc. On all permits for the city of Rio Grande, investment value 2020 was $21,429,411. 2021, $24,298,636. So those are the numbers for the past 2 years. And obviously, we still got a lot to go.
Thank you, Mr. Milan.
So, thanks.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Those numbers reflect well for what's happening here in our city, and in fact, 2022 will see a banner year, another banner year for us, and we're looking at over 20 new businesses and structures and worth in the millions of dollars. So get ready for all the ribbon cuttings and groundbreakings, because we're gonna have quite a bit this coming year, and we're talking about multi-million-dollar developments that are happening right here in Rio Grande City, so we're looking forward to that. And again, thank you to our EDC, our chamber, the staff, everyone that's part of this, both public and private partnerships and sectors, school district as well, the county as well, and of course the city and everyone that's part of these major developments that are here in Rio Grande City and will soon be visible. And of course, we'll be making some announcements very soon, Ms. Guillen. I know we're excited for all these new announcements that are happening, but once we cross the T's and dot the I's, we'll go ahead and be having those announcements coming soon. So thank you for all the work. Chief?
Also, if Chief Muniz, if you give an update on COVID and where we're at and what's going on with that in our area.
Good evening, Mayor, City Commission. Yes, at the Stark-Tomato Bridge, we're currently over 3,000 vaccinations done. We're expecting 1,000 more tomorrow. And then obviously this thing's going to be proceeding on because we're still getting new people coming in doing their first ones. But right now we have, as far as we have over 3,000 been vaccinated. As of today, about 2,500 fully vaccinated. So we were working on that. Tomorrow we have another set of 1,000 people coming in to get their second. So hopefully that numbers will be going up a lot. And as far as numbers, slightly, but they are going up, positive cases in the Stark County. And unfortunately, I can only get numbers for Stark County. There are over 380 some positive cases, and there are about 2,900 probable cases, meaning that they tested the rapid test positive, but they're still waiting on the PCR to make sure they're effective. So the numbers are slowly going up as we speak.
Is the variant present in our community? The Omicron variant?
It's nearby. Hidalgo already had 5 people tested positive.
The cases that tested positive, you don't know of any of those?
No. Oh, no, those cases right now. They test that in the labs in Austin. Okay. It has to be specially ordered to get those tests done. And we're not doing those tests here. Okay. We're only doing for the COVID test. That is something that the doctors, private doctors can do and forward that information to the local labs. They need to go to the private physician to get that test going.
I see.
Another news, we're expecting next week to get our final 2 trucks in. The final 2 trucks, they're currently at FAR getting their final testing. So we expect to get those 2 trucks in by next week, hopefully by the end of the week. So other than that, everything is going smoothly. And they started the renovations at the airport also this past 2 weeks ago. They started doing renovations, so we're looking at some improvements at the airport as well.
And thank you, Chief. And returning back to the conversation about COVID, I know that it appears that numbers are increasing, and they are increasing. However, let's just be cognizant of the fact that we need to take this with calm. And at this point is follow the protocols, follow the at this point is the washing the hands, wearing the mask when appropriate, and so on. We're just gonna have to learn to live with this. The fact is that COVID is here, and we're gonna have to find creative ways of dealing with this and managing it the best we can. Yes. And protocols are there, so you have the treatments that are there, the vaccines that are available. So encourage the public to, again, let's remain calm about this. Let's realize the fact that make sure you talk to your medical professionals, and everything points that this, you're gonna have different variants, and from what I understand and have read, it's less severe than anticipated or expected. And at this point, just realize that this is gonna be part of our life, and we're gonna have to find ways to deal with this. But first and foremost, let's remain calm about this. Let's not deal with this with fear, but with the science and all the protocols that we've established before, and address it. And talk to your medical professionals if you have questions, your primary care physicians and medical experts. But it behooves us to remain calm about this and address it with calm and mental acuity in reference to dealing with all this. But let's keep abreast of it, Chief, and at this point, again, let's address it with calm and in a manner of science, and not panic.
Yes, no, well said. I mean, thank you for this, just well said.
We will not return to the fear of toilet paper no longer existing in our, all right? So we have to be calm about this and deal with this with proper and sincerity and proper ways to address it. So thank you, Chief, for leading the way in all this.
Thank you.
And helping us remain calm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Chief?
Mayor, that's all the reports. I know that Hector couldn't be here today, but he did show me a picture of the new truck that they're getting for Public Works. And that's in addition, it's already in McAllen or in the Valley, and we should be getting that really soon also. So we have some CO equipment that we purchased along with the fire trucks, and those will be part of the city fleet.
Fantastic.
Sure.
Thank you. And thank you to all the department heads for the work that you're doing, your commitment, and of course to all our staff. Looking forward to a great year. Next item is 2 consent agenda. You have items letter A and B, approval of minutes from previous meetings and approval of action taken at the meeting of the RGC-tv board held on December the 8th, 2021.
Mayor, there are no changes or questions. I move to approve consent agenda items A and B.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion on this item? If not, all those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. And Commissioner Harris?
Commissioner Flores?
2. It is a
Aye, yes.
motion carries unanimously. Next item is item 3, ordinances, letter A, discussion and possible action on first reading of ordinance number 2022-1, granting AEP a non-exclusive franchise to supply electricity to the city of Rio Grande City.
Yes, Mayor, this is the first reading of an ordinance for the giving the non-exclusive rights for AEP, and this franchise and this ordinance was in place, I believe, from 1994 till 2019, and it expired in that time. We're reintroducing it so we can actually go forward, and AP can actually do their work, any polls or do any work that they need to do, cut lines, and there is a fee that is paid to the city, and in your packet is the sheet that says how much we've been getting paid from AP every year, and I think it's a little bit over $400,000 a year through this. The amount of the fee there would be 0.002741 as the rate on the agreement or the ordinance. And the timeline of that would be negotiable between AEP and the city. I think Mr. Jones, Lee Jones is here also if you all have any questions on that one. And there's another item that follows that one. So if you guys have any questions on how this works or what the reason for it, he's here to answer any questions you all might have on that.
Mr. Jones, hi.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Chief Castillo and staff. Yeah, I don't know if you have any questions, but I'm here to try to answer whatever you might have.
If anything, it's just how can we start moving towards installing LED lights for all these yellow lights that we have along the, I mean, how can we start moving in that direction? Do we have to wait till lights go off until we do that?
Well, there's a couple of different ways we can do that. And actually, further down the agenda, there's an agreement that we've proposed. And that's, as lights fail, and not, if we have to go out and replace a bulb or a photo cell, that's a minor repair. But if the fixture itself fails, with this agreement that we're proposing, we'd replace those lights with an equivalent LED light at no cost. You know, from our standpoint, we're out there we have to replace a fixture, you might as well hang an LED as opposed to the old high pressure sodium. So that's kind of an easy step because it's no cost to the city. We do have a program in place, and right now we're working with the city of Laredo. Begin negotiations with city of Roma. We can do a mass change out. There's a cost to that of about $137 per light to cover the labor cost of that change out. But and we can do that. You know, in Laredo is a big city, almost 10,000 lights. We're doing that over a 3-year period. We're actually a little bit ahead of schedule on that particular one. But we can work with you. Certainly any new lights coming in for new developments like Rattler Drive. Yeah. You know, yeah, we'd want those to go in as LEDs. But again, that's, you know, a city preference. So, but yeah, we would like to see the LEDs. We don't know when the high pressure sodium is going to be phased out, but the LEDs are becoming the predominant technology. So we know that the high pressure sodium is eventually going to get phased out. So.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess at this point, that's something we can discuss at a further time. Sure. As far as what are some of the potential proposals of going in that direction, whether it's in phases or whether it's using part of this money in the franchise fees to include that, or just what the commission decides. Maybe every year we can dedicate some of that money to that. But I mean, at this point, any other questions for Mr. Jones?
Well, just the only question I have is just to kind of give us a little bit of overview of exactly how this franchise tax works and how that rate is determined. And
well, the rate was determined back in Senate Bill 7 that deregulated the industry. Okay. Prior to deregulation, it was a percentage of the total bill. Back then, the old CP&L was a vertically integrated company. We generated it, we transmitted it, we sold it. And so it was the franchise at that time was a percent of the total bill. When deregulation came in, there was a lot of issues in deregulation, and one of the city's concerns was, well, deregulation is supposed to bring prices down, and so if you're getting paid on percent of total bill and the bill goes down, your franchise reimbursements are going to go down. And then the other thing being that we don't bill customers anymore. We don't know what the total bill is. We know what we bill the retail rep. And so from a logistical standpoint, they researched and they looked, and what Senate Bill 7 came up with was they took the year before deregulation and took all the franchise payments based on the percentage, divided by the kilowatt hours for that year, and that set the rate. And so the rate is set by Senate Bill 7 from 1999, I believe it was. So that's how the
bill that we get, and the bills that we get for our homes. So I noticed there's a delivery charge, and that comes from AEP.
Right.
That's to provide the electricity to the, I guess, CP&Ls and all the other programs.
That is correct. That is correct. and that little charge is built into all of that cost. Yeah.
Big charge. A little charge, a big charge.
Well, for the franchise is .002. But that's part of the, that's part of the cost, yes, sir.
Any other questions? We're ready to make a motion at this time.
So are we approving the rate or are we approving the contract as well, the agreement?
It's a first reading.
This would be,
reading,
this would
okay.
be to approve the ordinance, the first reading of the ordinance.
You need
I would need a record vote.
Okay.
subject to negotiating the ending date of
The contract.
yes. Whoever makes that motion.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we entertain a motion at this time.
That's a moment.
Okay, so we have a motion, and it's based on the language that Mr. Villarreal
Without
mentioned.
the attorney, mentioned, yes.
Okay,
I second.
we have a motion by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. My apologies, record vote, I'm in favor.
Yes, Mayor Villarreal,
Favor?
Commissioner Ramirez,
In favor.
Commissioner Olivares,
In favor?
Commissioner Escobedo,
In favor.
and Commissioner Flores. Commissioner Flores?
She said in favor.
She said in favor. In favor. Okay, thank you. Motion.
Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Okay, thank you.
Next item is 3B, discussion and possible action on first reading of ordinance number 2022-2, amending the 2021-2022 fiscal budget by providing a transfer from the city's fund balance to the city's Public Works Department.
Good
Chief?
evening, Mayor, Commissioners. In this line item, we're suggesting, or we're proposing a budget amendment for 2 part-time positions in the Public Works Department. So we didn't budget for those 2 positions in our annual budget, so in this case, there's nowhere else to get the money other than from the fund balance. So the budget the budget amendment is requested to get the funds from the fund balance.
I move that we
have
approve the
available.
budget amendment as presented.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Commissioner Olivares,
I second.
second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion?
Just a question, those 2 part-timers you mentioned, they were for the, here for the office, for the bill collection or outside work?
Public
Outside
Works.
work.
Public Works, that's
Public
it.
Works.
So we have a second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your, is it a record vote too?
No, the second reading.
All right. Yes, second.
Yeah, the second
All those
reading.
in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Next item is 4 resolutions, letter A, discussion and possible action approving resolution number 2022-1 for the Crime Victim Liaison Grant under VA Victims of Crime Act Formula Grant and Required Matching Fund.
Mayor,
Go, Chief.
Commissioners, good evening. This is a continuation grant. We've had it for about 6 years already. It's for our crime victims liaison, Imelda Cruz. We are applying to continue hopefully getting the same grant. The total of $48,005 with 36 cents. There is a cash match of $9,601 with 7 cents. We do need a resolution to continue forward with the grant application.
Any questions for Chief, or if not, we entertain a motion at this time.
So, Mayor.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 4B, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-2 to authorize the submission of a grant for funding through the Violence Against Women Formula Grants Program.
Again, this is another grant that we're applying for. It's a continuance grant. This is the second year for this grant. It's the Crimes Against Women Detective Project. Last year we had Ana Ramirez in that position. With this year's budget, we're able to move her into a full-time detective position. And we recently moved Patrol Officer Maida Garza into that position. She takes care of any violence crimes against women, sexual assaults. The only requirement is that the victim has to be 11 years or older. It could be male or female. We're applying this year to hopefully get it continued for $58,071, $17,421.30. Out of that 58,000 is a cash match requirement, which is 30%.
Okay.
And again, we do need a resolution to continue the process.
I move that we approve the resolution.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 4B by Commissioner Olivares. Second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. And next item, and the next two items are also Police Department, correct? So if no one objects, we're going to consider items 4C and 4D simultaneously, which is item C, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-3, authorizing the submission of a grant application for the Drug Human Trafficking Prevention Project, the Edward R. Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, Office of the Governor, Criminal Justice Division, and item 4D, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-4 to authorize the submission of a grant application for the Rifle Vest Project Grant to the Office of the Governor.
On these two, first one, the Drug Human Trafficking Prevention, we've had this grant for 8 years already. This pays for the salary of Octaviano Ramirez, who pretty much is our interdiction officer. There is no cash match on that grant, and we're applying for $44,670 that would cover his salary and the French benefits. The Rifle Vest grant, back in 2017, we did apply for to receive rifle vests for our officers. We were able to get 29. Throughout the years, we have grown. So we are only applying for 5,000 to finish up the rest of the officers that don't have rifle vests at this time. Okay. And we need resolutions for both.
Entertain a motion at this time.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 4C and D by Commissioner Olivares.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it. Next item is 4E, discussion and possible action to approve resolution number 2022-5 to authorize the city of Rio Grande City to enter an agreement with AEP Texas, providing that the city participate in the AEP's LED light replacement program.
Yes, Mayor. Mr. Jones is also here for, they can answer any questions on that. There's a chart that's attached to that that shows you the kilowatts that are used with the replacement lights versus the cost of them. And Mr. Jones could probably tell us which ones are the street lights, but I think it's the 250 watt is what we have now. That's correct. So if you go down the line of that, fixture charge would be $872 for what we got now. The replacement would be $896, but the monthly cost would change from $1712 a month to $1264 with the new LED lighting. Unless I'm wrong about that, Lee, I don't know.
I believe that's correct.
So that would go in line with whatever lights, I guess, that we would have within the city that are going with kilowatts or wattage in that aspect. But if y'all have any questions on that, Mr. Jones is here again.
And you said if they're replacement lights, it would be free of charge.
Correct. If you know, you report a light out and we go out there and we find that the fixture has failed, we'll replace it with an LED at no cost.
Okay.
Yeah. This is basically a no-cost proposition. I think it's good for the city and it's also good for us. So we'll get the LEDs up a little bit quicker. It saves you a little bit of money.
But you mentioned there was a cost if we opted to replace them anyways, right? 137 per fixture, I believe you said.
Correct. Yeah. If you wanna like replace all the lights along 83, the working fixtures, it's $137. Yes, sir.
And then this one is like once they go out, if it goes out, they replace it for free.
For free.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a lot of those old one poles along 83. Is there a chance those get removed and maybe go underground or do something more?
Which
More
poles?
modern, I suppose. You drive, the main 83 coming into Rio Grande City from Walmart, into town, and there's wooden posts everywhere. I mean, it's like wires hanging. It's just crazy. I don't know. You go to other places and it's, I guess, more modern things underground nowadays. And is there a point where maybe we could transition to something like that?
Underground is a pretty expensive proposition. There is one issue that we are working on, in that a lot of times you'll see two poles together. And that's because we have upgraded the poles or moved the poles, but the telecommunication folks that are on our poles have not relocated. And some of those guys are pretty slow to move. And we are working to try to get them to get off those old poles so the old poles can be pulled. That will help clean up some of it.
Right.
But we really don't have any plans of going underground on, especially the major feeders like or down 83. We don't really have a plan right now to do that.
Okay. Just an observation.
Oh, yeah. It's a good one.
Any other questions? This time, do we entertain a motion?
I so move, Mayor. Item 4E.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 4E by Commissioner Scovedo, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Jones. Next item is item 5, items in consideration and approval. Letter A, discussion and possible action to approve several contracts, purchases, payments for the water department, each not exceeding $50,000 or triggering the Texas procurement process.
Yes, Mayor, there's a list of bills that need to get paid, and Ms. Baez is here if you all have any questions on those. Some are standard bills, and the others, there's one for Five Star Clark Construction. It's a pay application number 12.
Any questions for Ms. Baez? And any of those, as per your packets?
Just one question, Ms. Baez. I know I'm noticing here the amount for the wet sludge removal from the sewer plant. I know some time back we had discussed about a belt or a compression belt or something to...
A belt press.
A belt press, yes. Are there plans to move forward with that purchase, or are we still...
Commissioner, yes. No, actually, it is part of the scope of work that we have with Meldon and Hunt that they're preparing. This project is funded through the Texas Water Development Board and through NADBank. So we know that that is part of the process. Right now, we have to do dry sludge and wet sludge disposal. Because we are operating the plant at its capacity, we generate quite a bit. We've been lucky to have dry days, so we're able to use the drying beds because removing the wet sludge is more expensive. But it is part of it, and the belt press actually will take the sludge and compress it to where it comes out like ash, and it's lighter, and you'll be able to put more into the roll-offs as they're being disposed of. But it is part of the project.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on any of the other accounts?
I move that we approve the expenses as submitted.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 5A by Commissioner Olivares. Second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 5B, discussion and possible action approving the off-site improvements for the 2020 CO Project 2020-6 Public Safety Building, RGC Public Safety Subdivision.
Yeah, Mayor and Commissioners, this is a proposal from the engineering Sames to provide the plans to move forward in providing water and sewer along 755 all the way to the new subdivision RGC Public Safety. This is north of St. Ives, and I know we've got kind of a map so we can kind of show you where the water line will be going through. What is the physical place? We've got Mr. Maldonado, engineer, and he's here to discuss, where the line's gonna be, and of course, in your packet, kind of the cost estimate of what the project is gonna entail. We know this is being funded through some of the CO monies, or to EAC.
Good afternoon, Mayor, City Commissioners. For the record, Sam Maldonado with Sam Engineering and Surveying. As you might remember, a few months ago, we were contracted to do the subdivision for the Lot 1, Lot 2, for the proposed public safety building. At that moment in time, how we were going to get water and sewer to the site was not 100% determined. But as you know, we need water and sewer to the site. So this proposal or this contract would be for us to do the engineering plans to get water and sewer from the current location along 755 to this subdivision. Once the plans are ready, then we would continue assisting the city with bidding the project and getting it constructed with a construction company.
Okay.
So this is for the engineering services required.
So right now, the line is a little bit north of Rattler Drive, and so we're going to extend it all the way up to the corner of the new subdivision. Further on, discussions are made to do additional lines. Mr. Maldonado will incorporate them into the plans. The plans also call for a bore to go across the side to loop the system with the neighborhood that's in the Redwood there.
And just to include the memo, the staff recommends approval of this item as per their inter-office memo.
It's a good proposal.
Okay. We entertain a motion at this
So,
time.
Mayor, we approve this item as presented.
I'll second that.
We have a motion to approve item 5B by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes. Commissioner Flores has got some. Commissioner Flores, what was her? Okay. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 5C, discussion and possible action to approve a credit card for the Public Utility Department.
Mayor, as the city's been growing, we have one credit card that is utilized by the whole city. We use it when we have an emergency or something's going on. We've had more usage than usual as the growth is, the city's growing, and the water district has certain emergencies. We had with the cold weather and stuff that we needed to purchase something that was an emergency. It wasn't available, so we're trying to get a credit card for the water department and the PUD, so they could have access to that. That would be with the finance department, be checked out every time it's used in the catalog. So, I think that the credit limit is not that much. I think it's like $10,000, and we would be tracking that one that also as we do the other one that the city has.
Ms. Bielsa, a question for you. Do we keep extra inventory in case of emergencies, or do we buy as need?
We do, sir. We had just recently, this weekend, we had a sewer problem, and the staff that was out there, the crew, kind of were able to keep some sort of flow, but were unable to actually repair the line because there was no way to get a purchase order and go and buy the supplies. They were not going to be open here. So as soon as Monday came across, they were able to go in and purchase them. But if we had come across something more urgent, it would put us in a bind. We also have expenses that are higher in nature than other departments. And when we do charge on the city's credit card, it kind of limits the credit available for other departments. So that's one, things we do. But we do keep a warehouse. Staff has an inventory. The two crews, every time they pull out something, a piece of equipment, they log it. And of course, that's also compared. if y'all remember, if y'all did some plumbing work at your home, it used to be, coupling and, glue and everything. Now, a lot of the repairs are done with shark bites and they're expensive, but it's easier and quicker for the crew.
And just to be clear, the accountability of it is the credit card will be,
The finance.
the process is housed at the finance department, they check it out, and then pretty much the whole process. Okay.
And it would be for those emergency situations and, or items where we don't have accounts or they don't take our purchase orders. Sometimes we have specialized equipment that needs to be purchased.
Okay.
Mayor, I move that we approve the credit card is submitted.
We have a motion to approve item 5C by Commissioner Olivares, second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. There's a little delay right on the...
There's a delay.
Next item is 6, contracts and agreements. Letter A, discussion and thank you, Ms. Reyes. Discussion and possible action to enter into an agreement with the South Texas Development Council Low-Income Household Water Assistance Program. Ms. Reyes?
Yes. So there are some monies available to assist the low-income people. Just like right now, they have some assistance with their electrical, the utility costs. This will be for water. The funds are being processed through the South Texas Development Council. The application will be submitted to them. Their office is in La Rosita Fire Department. So they would have to apply there. Once they're eligible, we would be notified within 10 days. And from that point on, any disconnect, any late fees, anything would be held off from that account holder. And it would take about 45 days for the funds to get to the city to pay off their balance. This will help a lot in our delinquency accounts and people that had to stay behind because of COVID.
Okay.
Excellent.
I'll entertain a motion at this time.
So, Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 6A by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. I have to pause there for item 7, City Manager's Report. Letter A, discussion and possible action to declare certain items as surplus.
Yes, Mayor, we have a couple of vehicles that are out of commission and we've had for a very long time that need to be taken out of inventory. So it's a 2005 Nissan and a 2002 Ford Ranger, and those will be sold at auction.
Okay.
They get cleared from the books.
And the fire department also had an item in there for surplus.
We have a motion?
So moved.
Okay, we have motion to approve item 7A by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 8, planning. Letter A, discussion and possible action on preliminary and final approval of the RGC Public Safety Subdivision.
Mayor, Commissioners, this is the subdivision itself for the public safety, just north of the St. Ives subdivision. One of the conditions was the on-site improvements. For that, we, in compliance, we have a letter from our finance director from the EDC funding guaranteeing the improvement for $459,000. And we have a letter, so the condition has been met in that part for the improvements. I don't know if you want to add.
Yes, the word, if you'll notice on
Yes.
there's the click that right here.
Oh, I don't have it.
Sorry. This here is a common access of 25 feet. And this is to allow track 2 to have access to 755 because surrounding it is private property. Mr. Maldonado, do you want to explain? We will have to ask you that you approve this plat pending adding an easement, and I'll let him explain that.
Again, for the record, Mayor, City Commissioner Sam Maldonado from Sam Engineering and Surveying. As we were discussing earlier, part of the process to record a subdivision is that we need to bring water and sewer to the site. In this particular situation, we are bringing water and sewer per the previous item that we had here, but that water and sewer is going to come along 755. At this point, we do not anticipate bringing water and sewer to lot number 2. However, we will provide a water service and a sewer service. In the future, depending on what's going to go on lot number 2, if it needs fire protection or if it needs a larger sewer line, we would have to, whoever's going to develop lot number 2 will have to bring water and sewer from the right-of-way all the way to, lot number 2. So, very small technical changes to the plat from what you see here, but we'll be adding an easement next to that access easement. Yeah, so here's a 25 feet access easement, and right north of that, we'll add a 15 feet utility easement in case in the future they will need to have water and sewer, bigger lines to lot number 2. So the preliminary and final approval that we're requiring, is for this plat with very minor changes to the plat.
And can we already then include as far as having water and sewer to the second location as well, or is that something we have to?
No,
let's say we already decide to, let's provide that for both properties.
Yeah, so at this point, we're bringing water and sewer to this corner. Ms. Bea is informing us that along the way, there might be a need to bring water and sewer to somebody else.
Right.
And to us. So between now and the time that we go to construction, if that requirement is already known, definitely we'll make sure that we bring water and sewer to that corner. Still, we'll need the easement, for that condition. So 2 separate things. We're trying to record the subdivision, and we'll put an easement. And through this approval, we're requesting that you approve it with very minor changes to the face of the plat, which includes that easement. With the other project, the engineering project, and knowing what's needed there, we'll go ahead and bring water and sewer to that place.
The easement will run parallel to the common access easement, the utility. In the future, if the owner of this property develops, we can ask for another 25, and so this becomes, could be a road, a public street road. So we already have 25. But we don't want to have the utilities inside the 25, so we're going to run them here on top.
Okay.
So that would be the change.
With minor changes to the plat.
Okay. And at this point, it's recording the plat, and then later coming back, if it needs any additional changes, then we can make the changes as we.
For the additional utilities that you would.
Yeah, the plat will be recorded with the opportunity to put a water and sewer there with the engineering part.
I got you.
All right.
Very good.
I have a motion to approve by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Item 8B, discussion and possible action on final approval of the North Gate subdivision Phase 2.
Mayor, Commissioners, this subdivision is a residential subdivision on the Midway area. It's within our 1 mile ETJ, and it has been approved by Planning and Zoning in their December meeting. In the audience, we have the representing engineer also. Again, it's serviced by Real Water Supply. They're over half-acre lots, and it's ready for approval.
And it meets all the requirements as far as water safety, fire hydrants, chief, all that? We're good? All right.
I move that we approve item.
Okay.
What is it, 8B?
8B. We have a motion to approve item 8B by Commissioner Olivares. Here a second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 8C, discussion and possible action on preliminary approval of the Las Norias. Is that 6 at Rancho Santo Domingo subdivision?
That is correct, Mayor. This, again, residential subdivision. This is to the eastern side of town, again, within our 5-mile ETJ, and it's for preliminary approval only. It has been recommended for approval by Planning and Zoning Commission.
Okay. I move that we approve item 8C as presented.
You have a motion to approve item 8C by Commissioner Olivares. You have a second?
I second.
Second by Commissioner Scovedo. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 8D. Discussion and possible action on preliminary approval of the Treasure Hill subdivision.
Mayor, this subdivision is nearby Veterans Middle School. There is a set of apartments very close to the middle school, and basically this is a continuation of the plat there. A few years back, they started a subdivision, but it was never recorded or finished. They're finishing the subdivision and they're adding more apartments in that area. So again, the utilities are there, water, sewer, it's all by the city. And they're just formalizing the land.
Got a great name, Treasure Hills. I like it. All right, do we have a motion at this time?
So moved.
Have a motion to approve by Commissioner Olivares.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Scovedo. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 8E, discussion and possible action on preliminary approval of the FASI subdivision.
Mayor, at this point, staff recommends tabling this item. It's incomplete at this point.
Okay. We entertain a motion at this time.
Also more table side.
Okay, we have a motion to table this item by Commissioner Ramirez, second by Commissioner Olivares. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes unanimously. Next item is 8F. Discussion and possible action on off-street parking variance request for 703 North Flores Street.
Mayor, I would like to sustain myself from this particular item.
So Commissioner Scovedo is abstaining or recusing himself?
Yes.
Mayor, Commissioners, resident Alberto Esco is requesting a variance, off-street parking variance. This is for a proposed apartment complex on North Flores Street. If you notice, I included a site plan, and it's for tandem parking. Tandem parking means one vehicle behind the other. We did inquire on our neighboring cities, including McAllen, Harlingen, Brownsville, and we asked, is this a practice that, well, nobody has anything for nor against it. So basically, the only way is to get a variance and to ask that the two vehicles are for the same apartment. In other words, not anybody can park anywhere and then go knock the door at the neighbor at 2 a.m. They all have to be to the same apartment. And as far as the number of spaces, they all meet the requirement.
So the number of spaces meets the requirements, planning and zoning already
Correct.
approved this item?
Yes, sir.
And are there any issues with that? I mean, as far as neighbors, are we gonna be getting complaints down the road or anything like that?
Well, that area is the original town site. There are apartments in the nearby areas. There's various uses. There's businesses, there's a law firm, there's a car wash, there's apartments, there's a restaurant across the street, there's a hair studio next door. So again, it's a mixed use, and basically these lots, a couple of years ago, you wouldn't have noticed that they cleaned it. I mean, they were weedy, I'm glad Mr. Esco purchased the lot. One less headache to worry about on the original town site.
Okay.
I move that we approve the parking variance request as submitted.
Okay, we have a motion to approve item 8F by Commissioner Olivares. Second by Commissioner Ramirez. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes with 4 and Commissioner Scovedo recusing himself from this item. Next item is 9, executive session, Chapter 551, Texas Government Code, Section 551.071, consultation with attorney, and Section 551.074, personnel matters. It is 7:07 p.m. All right, we're back from executive session. It is item 10, reconvene into regular session and consideration of action on matters discussed during executive session, including the following. At this time, there's no action on items 10A or 10B. Any other announcements, Chief, before we proceed with adjournment?
No, Mayor, just COVID, everybody recommended to wear masks, and, this is spreading very fast, and, just keep moving forward, and everybody take care of themselves. That's all.
One announcement is just January the 29th, we do have the Chili Showdown here at the Britton Avenue. Palominos will be playing. And so any teams out there that would like to be part of the showdown, register your teams with our EDC. And it should be a great day, as far as music, entertainment, and for those that love to cook and compete, it's going to be an awesome event.
Sure.
Look forward to seeing the public in the 2022 and having our first showdown with excellent music. Certainly invite the public to get out, and of course we're going to be advertising. We already are, and make sure we are part of that to keep advertising, and hopefully we can get a good crowd, and I anticipate a good crowd. Anything else, commissioners, before we? Okay, with that,
I move that we adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn by Commissioner Olivares. Second by Commissioner Ramirez. All those in favor signify by raising your right hand or say aye. Motion passes. Is there a unanimous?
Yes.
Unanimously. All right. Thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it. Enjoy the evening.